slash CJN friends. We're here today with To the Moon. This is going to be a show focused entirely on meme tokens, NFTs, all the vibe, all the hype, all the stuff that I cringe at 9 tenths of the time, but you guys love. So we're gonna do it with some of our friends. We're gonna have some guest hosts in. One of our guest speakers. 100x Caesar today is here with us. He's going to be sharing some insights, some of the trending tokens, some of the things happening in the memeverse. He's going to be blasting us off to the moon. So feel free to start by introducing yourself, Caesar, and let us know a little more about what you do in the industry.
Taris, thank you for having me. For anyone who hasn't met me or heard of me, that's totally fine. I am 100x Caesar, part of the 100x crew. We are pretty much a group of friends, people that joined the space for various reasons, but found each other through gaming. We do a multiple times a week podcast on all kinds of things crypto. We started off as a just regular crypto podcast where we talk to projects from all kinds of things, from just regular crypto, RWA, DPIN, everything in between. Then we started learning about gaming it a little bit more, so we started interviewing games in the space. Now that games are a little bit better than they were 4 years ago. And then from there, we really started building a community, building content around that. So now I like to say the 100x really has a wide variety of things that we cover, from not only regular crypto, but gaming, and then everything in between. And yeah, I'm one of the co hosts for that podcast and one of the runners of the community. And I'm happy to be here today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Caesar. All right, so it looks like people are starting to stroll in a little bit. Usually we'll have anywhere from 20 to 40 people, give or take. A lot of the community members tend to be here pretty religiously. We typically do giveaways with this. So today we're going to be looking for some of the better tickers or most promising tokens that people can like give us a little like hashtag on or maybe an X page on that you can check out while we're up here and maybe see who gets some of the better calls for a little of the lesser known. Like we're not gonna go off of Pepe or anything, guys. Come on now. Um, give us something that isn't as popular. We're looking forward to some exciting new memes that may be up and coming, and the best calls. Caesar will help me decide on who gets the wins there. Um, but yeah, so I'm just gonna turn on my camera. Oh, of course, it doesn't want to work right. There we go. Hopefully, it works.
Would you like me to turn on my camera as well?
You can turn on your camera, or if you want to just share your screen, like as you're going over like the different memes, maybe some of the projects, we can see what you're going over, and you like guide us through it, maybe. Um, yeah, you can drop them in here, Crib. Hail to start camera. All right. Let's see here.
Set my
Every
camera up
once in
real
a
quick too.
while, it wants to work. Um, there we go. All right, I got you guys up here. We're gonna, and then if you share your screen, I'll just have that up on the main screen, and we can keep that recorded. And
For
yeah,
some reason, it says that I don't have the permissions to share my screen on here.
all right, I will fix that. Let's see here. Um,
Here we go.
you guys get to see me messing with stuff live. Guest speakers. Where's guest speakers role? Nope. Server settings. Roles. There we go. Permissions. Screen. No. Fun, fun, fun. Let's see. Connect, speak. Okay, video. That should fix that. So go ahead and give it a try again.
All right. It doesn't let me. Let me see if I can leave and come back, and it refreshes my roles. One second.
Okay. Let me actually edit channel permissions. That might be why. Oh yeah, I gotta let you back up too when you come back in, right? Yep. There we go. Morning, Creon. What's up, Crypto Ball? So today we're exploring meme tokens. We're keeping it the to the moon theme and the meme token theme, and yeah, we're still gonna rock that out. And Caesar's gonna guide us through it today. Caesar's deep in the trenches usually, so he has more information on this typically. Let's see.
Still doesn't let me share my screen. But if anything, I can just share the links that I'm looking at here, and people could just join if that works, or I can have you just open them if because I know sometimes Discord is a little tricky with those stuff.
Discord's a pain in the arse with everything. It's either it's too good at what it does, or it it's terrible at what it does. So it tends to make my life a pain in the ass. Automated moderation, request to speak, and video should be good. Save changes. Now you should be able to do it.
Okay. It still doesn't. It's grayed out for me.
Completely grayed out. Okay,
Yeah.
that's weird. Um, yeah. All right. So yeah, what we can do is we can run through this as we go. I can always pull up the links. If you're looking at anything that isn't an X post, you can't share the links in the chat because it blocks it out. It- like the security is a lot higher here. We got Grassy running the server. I know you've seen a couple of Grassy servers. So when it comes to the security, it's a little bit heavier. Do want to try to get this fixed. So while you're pulling up like your first calls or your first exploration memes, we'll be able to I'll be able to sit here and tinker with this just a little bit and see what I can. Who's the stage moderator for this channel? Private chat. Oh, who can access this channel and stage moderator? Let's see. Add a member role. See, I can't do that one because that would mess with the permissions there. Mod. I gave you the guest speaker role so that we can start doing that. Send messages, embed links, attach files. It should just be the video command, but for some reason, connects video, move members. No. Hmm. Completely grayed out. All right, I'll have to talk to Grassy about that one. We'll get it set up. I can't hear you right now. No. Can you not hear me? Can you hear me now?
There you go. I can hear you.
All right.
I was tripping. I was like, oh, I can't tell if it's me
No,
or
it
what's
was it
going
was
on.
it was me. That was weird. So not only is Discord having a hard time with the permissions, it's having a hard time in general. So welcome to Discord. All right. So we're starting to get some people in. So I guess we can get this rolling. What I will do is, like I said, if you want to send me the links here, or if you want to send me the links in DM, I'll end up pulling those up, and we can explore the X pages, or we can explore the regular pages, or whatever, together as we go.
Yeah. I mean, one of the first things that I will say here is that when you look at meme coin trading or just trading in general, I think one of the things that people really need to understand and one of the hardest lessons to learn in this sort of space is patience and really picking your right moments. I think, and if you've been around for a while, you'll know that everything comes in waves. Things don't always stay up forever. Things don't always stay down forever. And when you start seeing the murmurs, the rumors, the inklings that something might be happening, you need to stay in tune with everything that's happening in the space in order to take advantage of these opportunities. Um, For example, I mean, the most recent thing that really popped off and caught everybody off guard, and a lot of people made money. Some people decided to stay on the sidelines and not make a lot of money, and then some people decided to jump in a little too late. Was with the AI movement that happened not only what couple 3 4 months ago. It was like the end of October, November, all the way up to early January, and then after January, everything sort of just died. And we're here now in April, starting to see things starting to pick back up in different ways. But that AI era with everything with virtuals and then everything in Solana really showed you that, hey, if you're just listening to what's going on, and that's why having something like Twitter is so important, and following the right people is so important, because once you start seeing a couple key people start posting about things or be like, hey, look, this might look interesting, and as soon as you start seeing more and more people talk about it, you know there's something going on. And that's exactly what happened with virtuals and all the AI coins. And although you could say that those are a meme adjacent, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of those were very meme tokens because they have no sort of product to go along with it. They have a promise of a product, but nothing has really come through for a lot of those tokens that were just quick flips for a lot of people. So the biggest thing for everyone to sort of keep in mind is that when you're thinking about meme coin trading and just trading in general, it's all about patience. I know there's a lot of people who do day trading and meme coin trading every single day. I'm not like that. I'm more of like, hey, you know what? I'm willing to sit on my hands for a couple of weeks, a month or two, until I see something and narrative starting to form, something starting to shift that could catch traction. Maybe it doesn't last for long. A lot of these trends last for 3 weeks, a month and a half, and then they die. Nothing lasts forever in this space, and unfortunately, that's just sort of the case that we see. And the cool thing that I think it's a really good time to have this conversation because I just started seeing another sort of little trend happening or starting to pick up. And again, like I said, you'd never know if these things will catch on or live forever. But for anyone who hasn't or who doesn't follow Jesse Pollock on Twitter, Jesse Pollock is one of the base builders and I think one of the founders of Base, the Base chain from Coinbase. And he actually started tweeting a little bit about the idea of companies, projects, communities taking every piece of content that they make and turn it into a meme coin. So if you made a post, if you made a video, turn it into a meme coin. If you're doing a marketing campaign and you're doing something with that, turn it into a meme coin. And they actually started doing that for a few of their posts. And this is coming straight from Base. And yesterday there was a coin called Base is for everyone. That went really high up really quickly and then came down really quickly. But for a lot of people, that was enough time to get in at a good entry. I know some of my friends got in at around like 6 million, exited at 22, 23 million, and made, I mean, that's a good almost 4x right there just on a regular day. And that's the whole thing about these kind of things. You follow the right people, you follow people who know can move like the not the markets but move the narratives of how things are done, and having someone like Jesse Pollock talk about like, hey, this could be a new thing that people can do, and he's actually encouraging projects to go ahead and memify the people your content and start doing things like this, and seeing basis for everyone take off like that. Now people are looking out for what's next. So following someone like Jesse Pollock and seeing following projects on base right now seems to be the thing that I'm gonna be focused on this week. Because like I said, a lot of projects are starting to take that little advice and coin their content that they're making.
Creon does bring up a good point, though. A lot of people did get wrecked by that token, also. And there's a lot of negative sentiment around it too. I've noticed because like you've seen things like the baby on chain and stuff like that that have been popping up with like Jesse Pollock and what do you think about that? I mean,
It's very true. A lot of people did get wrecked, but when you ask yourself like, hey, who gets wrecked in meme coins? A lot of people unfortunately do, and meme coin trading is one of those parts of crypto that you either it's more of like a lottery system. You make money or you lose money. And the best way to position yourself to be in the former side where you're actually making money on trading instead of getting wrecked, it's all about asking yourself, hey, when am I entering this? Um, if you heard it after everyone sort of heard it and you're finally finding out after it's already pumped, it's all about like I mentioned at the start, it's about the patience that you have with yourself and understanding, hey, maybe this one I missed because everyone's already talking about it, everyone's already made money. I don't want to be the last one getting in and holding the bag when people decide to take profits. So yeah, I know, like I said, I know some people that got in at 6 million and then sold at 22. But then I also have seen people on Twitter say they got in at 19, 20, and then held it all the way down. It's all about that idea of like, hey, when am I finding something out? And I'm trying to be one of the first people to finding out a token or a new project is really the secret sauce to this. And one of the things that I always tell people is that it's better to be sort of finding the projects or looking for things as a group, as a collective, as a community, or just a couple people that you know and trust, and that people who are also trying to be in the trenches with you than being by yourself. I think if you're a sole person trying to go ahead and looking for these projects or looking for these opportunities, it gets a lot harder because you are only one person and can only look through so many projects and read through so many white papers and read through so many light papers by yourself. But if you have a couple people who you feel like, hey, these people actually want to do the same thing that I do in terms of like they want to find opportunities and there's multiple of you looking and be like, hey, these are the potential ones that we can get into. Finding the right moments and the right timing for things is really important.
Yeah, no, that's awesome because a lot of people think that it's like, oh well, it's your average typical like blue stock investment, and let me try to make some money here, and these just move really fast. But in reality, a lot of them just never make it. I mean, if you look at, we can look at my MetaMask right now, and let me actually, I'll pull it up for everybody. For every win I have, I've got like 10 others that are losers probably. Um, we'll look at like the tokens here. I well portfolio. Let's see. We can go through my token list, and I've got a ton of like shitcoin tokens, meme coin tokens that just never made it. Um, baby peanut, blap. We can switch over to plenty of others. They don't even show up anymore.
No,
Um,
no.
yeah, like that's just how bad it went. They're not even showing up on my MetaMask profile anymore. Uh, let's see. My Phantom wallet. My Phantom wallet's the good one. Like you could just scroll through and see all the. These are all tokens that I got wrecked on, right? Now for each of these I probably put in $10, $15 or whatever, something small, something to try to make a quick dollar. Very much the lottery system because I don't watch the charts like other people do, like but then I'll have a couple that hit and hit well. Like I hit decent on what was it? Damn, I forget the friggin' name of it. I just had it up too the other day, and I was talking about it. I hit pretty good on Acid Toad back when it pumped. I hit good on a couple of others, and I made the money back that I spent on the others, and then some. So it's not so for me when I play these. It's not so much being able to hit every time. It's about being able to hit on at least like 1 out of 10 for me to make decent money back. So that's what I try to do anyway.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. I think a lot of people also, I mean, now we're talking about position sizing, and I think that's also another big lesson and a big thing that people need to learn sooner rather than later. When you talk about meme coin trading, if we're being responsible traders, meme coin trading should be a small percentage of our entire portfolio sizing and what we are sort of investing or spending. I don't know if you can call it investing with how we do it, but spending in the space. It shouldn't be your entire portfolio. If you are investing or spending your entire portfolio or into meme coins, then you're either really ballsy and you better know what you're doing, or you are throwing a lot of money away in coins that aren't going to work. For me, meme coin trading is about like 15 on a good day, 20% if I'm really ballsy, like during the AI meme coin era of everything that I trade. Most days is a lot less than that. And for a while, like I think until this last week, I hadn't done a lot of meme coin tradings besides the stuff that happened on AVAX with like Wink and Blub and stuff like that. Because I'm more of like a patient trader. I don't try to I don't try to rush things. I don't try to force a trade to happen if it's not going to happen. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of crypto influencers, if you call them, that are on there every single day looking for opportunities, looking through the charts, looking at SoulScan and looking at all these different things that and hoping that hey, one of these that keep popping up will be something good. For me, I'm really more about narrative trading, things that people are talking about, little trends that can happen even if they don't last long. You don't need a trend to last for 6 months to make money. If you catch something that's like, hey, this is a hot topic of the week. Think about the what we just saw like 2 weeks ago, the morning routine. As soon as you start seeing something like that trend on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, you just know for a fact someone already coined that and made a coin around that. And a lot of people made money on the morning routine. If you saw it right away on like that first day that the morning routine happened and you found the right coins. And the other thing is that with these kind of trends and these kind of things, there are 100 different coins. You need to find the one that is actually going to gain traction and the one that's going to be the sort of gold star for that meme or for that trend. Um, there are a lot of moving pieces. And if you're trying to take meme coin trading from a completely shoot in the blind lottery system that you're just hoping and praying that everything that you hit maybe potentially makes money to like, hey, now let's make more calculated gambles, more calculated guesses. You do need to put a little bit more of the work in to try to get to that point. Because hey, hitting 1 out of every 10 is actually a pretty good hit rate. I know there are people who hit 1 out of every 100, and then
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's people who never hit some at all, and they're moving with size. Like instead of putting $10, $15 to be like, okay, let's see if I can make something, they're putting hundreds of dollars to each and every one. And these are the kind of people that you hear about, like, hey, I lost everything trying to meme coin trade because
Yep.
they didn't understand timing, patience, position sizing, especially with how big your portfolio is. So there's a lot of moving pieces, but I think the biggest things that we mentioned, hey, think about timing, have patience, look for trends, and think about position sizing. How much are you willing to lose? Because at the end of the day, like a lottery ticket, once you pay for it, you may never get anything once you scratch that off.
Yeah. Most of my lottery tickets don't pay off, but when they do, usually, hopefully, they recover at least my losses, if not give me some profit. And that's typically what I try to do. Back when I first got started and I got into Shiba and like Saitama early, I got really lucky with those. But then, I also dumped into like Cops game on what was it, Solana back in the day just before they rugged. So like these things happen. If you're not careful with what you're doing, you're gonna get wrecked. Also, just a quick disclaimer: this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Make sure that you're doing some background like digging into these projects, whatever we may mention. We're not advising you to buy them. We're not saying it's a great idea and that you're going to make millions of dollars. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that they look good, that maybe the fundamentals are great, maybe the sentiment in the market is great for them, or that they're trending pretty well on the charts, but we're not saying that like they're guaranteed. So nothing in life is guaranteed except death and taxes. And yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Luck is something you definitely need in these kind of streets out here with the meme coins.
All right, so let's explore our first project. What do you think? What do you think we should take a look at first?
Well, I like I said, I haven't. I mean, it's 8 in the morning for me, so I haven't really done a lot of looking for the day in terms of. I do have Jesse Pollock's Twitter up and I have his notifications on since I think like 2 days ago once he started talking about coining memes. But there is another one on AVAX that I'm keeping an eye out on to see if there's anything special with it. It's called Ava on AVAX. AIVAON AVAX.
Oh, Ava, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
Ava on
AVAX AI
AVAX.
push.
Yeah, so for
Huh.
anyone who didn't follow everything that was happening on AVAX, once the whole, I mean, a little bit of history here, is everything once the token with Libra happened on Solana, and a lot of people felt like, damn, Solana is just having a lot of bad projects, bad people, and a lot of people lost a lot of confidence on Solana. I think a lot of it was overreaction. I don't think it was really Solana's fault. It's just a lot of people chose Solana chain to launch a lot of bad tokens, and people felt like, you know what, maybe we're gonna take a little bit of a break on Solana, and people started moving to AVAX. A lot of people on the AVAX community took that as an advantage, like, hey, let's start launching things, let's start making some good things. We had Ket really go off and create this sort of meta on Avalanche of pre-sales and getting an early and having an opportunity to pretty much get a whitelist access to a sale before everyone else. And then anyone who got into Cat did really, really well. And then after that, it was Wink, and then when anyone who got into Wink did really, really well. And then Blub was supposed to be the third big one that sort of made the trifecta. But at that moment, the market was in a completely different spot. And even though Blub did really well for at the start for a lot of people, unless you were one of the pre-sellers or somehow happened to get in really, really early when it launched, it wasn't too great for everyone. Um, but there's still this sort of pre-sale meta that Avalanche started that Ava on Avex is trying to keep going. I believe there's an application right now for that pre-sale going on for people to get into. But I mean, the Dorito chain goes hard. They go crazy, and that community is very tight knit. So whenever they all get together and be like, "Hey, this is the one token that we're gonna put a focus on," they tend to move something. Not saying that this is gonna be one of those, but when it comes to little things that you hear on the timeline or you see like you hear different community members talking about it, this is one that has come up a couple times, so one that I'm definitely keeping an eye out on to see how it fares.
Yeah, AVAX has been hitting the market hard, like just in everything besides just gaming. Although I tend to be more on the gamer at my time. Do pretty well with this too, I think.
Yeah, like I said, I think right now it's just such a interesting moment in the market. We were going down for quite a bit. Once the tariffs got paused, we saw like a little uptick, and now we're trying to decide, hey, do we take this little uptick and decide to continue going up, or like, hey, it was just a quick little relief to all the bleeding, and now we're going to continue going down, or just sideways, which we did for a long time during the bear market. So I think right now there any project that's trying to launch in these times is very bold to begin with. It takes a different kind of courage to launch in a market like this and to try to make something happen. But on the other hand, it's also a time where not a lot of people are launching. So if you're doing something good, if you're cooking right now launching, you don't have a lot of competition. So like what Jesse did with base and all those coining things, no one else is doing anything. So they're like, hey, let's take this advantage of everyone being quiet and no one launching anything to try something new. And we saw it started catching attention. So between the couple tokens on Avalanche that I'm looking at, and then everything that's happening on base. You best believe I'm gonna be looking through Jesse's Twitter and just any projects that are on base or base adjacent and seeing, hey, are they doing anything and seeing which ones catch some flames. Brainiacs is asking, what do you guys think about memes under Ton? Uh, I don't do a lot of trading on Ton Network. The only thing that I've really done on Ton is all the Telegram games that I've used. I did Hamster Combat like what like 9, 10 months ago now. I did a couple other games that were on there. Um, but Ton has never really. It's not a chain that I have a lot of exposure to. Wouldn't be opposed to checking out some tokens and projects there. Have you had any good hits over there?
I haven't explored much of Ton either myself. I actually faded Ton pretty heavily when Ton first came out. And it was mostly because like the tap tap games, Hamster Combat, and the other ones, you know. But as they've been building, like, and as I've explored the ecosystem a little more, the whole Ton ecosystem is like primed to take on the mobile market in amazing ways. I think it's just they haven't had the builders on chain to do so yet.
Yeah, and it also didn't help that I believe their CEO was arrested in 2024, and that sort of halted they had like a huge momentum, and then their CEO got arrested, and that sort of hit like a little bump on the road. But I think all things considered, they continue doing really well. They have continued to build, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I believe um, Ton has full like not ownership, but they pretty much are one of the only chains to be building on Telegram and Telegram games. I believe they somehow I forgot what the article said, but I feel they somehow got rights to just be the chain of Telegram.
Yeah, they're the as far as I know, they're the only ones. able to build Telegram mini apps right now, like for crypto based. Anyway,
which
like
is
you've got
absolutely insane.
it's huge. Yeah. There was a lot of controversy around the founder getting arrested in France, though, and like concerns about like Telegram um, security now, and yeah, but I don't know.
Well,
Memes on
we're getting a
Tron.
couple questions on different kinds of ecosystems. I like this.
Yeah, Tron was big for memes. They were like known for memes for a little while there, and then they kind of like quieted down as far as I saw.
Yeah, I don't think it was any specific reason as to. I think everything just quieted down once the market took a bleeding. Everything just sort of slowed down. People started losing money, and people just said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna stop throwing things at coins because none of them are going up as much as they should." But Tron is a really good ecosystem that I also don't have a lot of exposure to. And Linea, the only thing that I've done on Linea is when the chain first launched, I was one of the first people that got into the lending protocols into that chain. Uh, I am not a huge fan of letting lending protocols and don't think that they bring generally a lot of value other than hey, this is the same product that we have on every other chain, but now on this chain. But for some reason, lending protocols in a brand new chain somehow always do really well because that's the only place that people can do that for until the bigger lending platforms decide to go ahead and make a bridge and make their platform available on those chains. So that's the only sort of exposure that I had on Linea. I did a couple of their lending platforms and early on and tested on there. I do want to ask on the Tron ecosystem, on Ton, on Linea, what kind of tokens are you guys trading over there? I haven't heard too much murmurs of stuff that's happening.
The only thing I use Linea for is my MetaMask card.
Oh, there we go.
Like that's the only thing I've found on Linea that I'm actually interested in. I'm like I said, I'm a gamer though, so like my thing goes first to gaming, and if I don't do anything gaming wise on Linea or on a platform, then I just don't. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm also biased in that regard. I think the chains that I'm most privy to or that I pay most attention to, I'm talking about Solana, I'm talking about AVAX, talking about Ronin, I'm talking about a couple other things, is based on like the games or tokens that I already follow, or just
it's
projects
hard
in
to split
general. If I
attention.
have projects on there, there are just so many chains. It's hard to
Yeah,
keep track of all of them.
yeah, so if you already have a focus on that chain or on that ecosystem for one reason or another, to focus on other aspects of that ecosystem that might tie into it, like meme tokens, like infrastructure, like RWAs, that you're going to focus there first because you have exposure there already, and your timeline or your algorithms already kind of pushing that content for you anyway, so it makes it easier.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing to have a specialized look at the market. I remember when I first started, and a lot of people when they first start, they think, "Holy crap!" I don't know if I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to cuss. Holy damn! There is 150 chains that they are available. There's 150, 100,000 coins that are being launched every day. How am I supposed to keep track of it all? It's not always the smart idea to try to keep track of every single chain, every single project all at once. It maybe works for like a month or two, but then you burn out. You realize that you don't have the attention span of 30,000 people to keep track of everything. Sometimes it is better to find one, two, maybe three, four chains that you really, really like. You like the people there, you like the people who are building it, you like the sort of projects that are building in those ecosystems, and have those chains be your specialty. There's enough opportunities happening in a lot of chains that if you just focus on three or four, it doesn't have to be the same three or four that everyone else is doing. But if you find three or four chains that you decide to focus on, follow all the key influential people from those chains, from those ecosystems, you will find yourself opportunities that maybe other people won't find. Because, like Tara said, like once you start following and liking things and seeing things on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, the algorithms naturally start giving you more content around those ecosystems. So if you're an AVAX Maxi, if you're Solana Maxi, if you're Ronin Maxi, or any of these chains, you will start seeing more opportunities or more projects if you're following the right people, engaging with the right things. from those ecosystems already. And maybe someone like me who doesn't have a lot of exposure to Tron or to Ton won't see those opportunities, but it doesn't mean that those opportunities aren't good. I mean, at the end of the day, once you start seeing the right people making the right calls, you will know for yourself if that's a good opportunity that you should be jumping into or not.
Yeah, that I see a comment here on Solana blockchain is good for gaming meme coins. Um, it hasn't taken off too much yet for gaming, but meme coins, yes, for sure. But I don't know about gaming yet. There's a couple of decent games on Solana, but not too many. A lot of them are still focused on like the EVM based, and like I've seen a couple on like Cosmos and stuff too. We did have a mention of a token here called Afro Token.
Let
And I
me pull it
managed
up.
to, yeah, it's Afro Token Sun on X. They look like they got about 10K followers. It's a Tron token, he was saying, and I mean they've got an alright looking website. Looking through it here, Tron link.
Wait. I want to hear your thoughts on this. The bio says the endless derivative of Shiba, Pepe, Elon, Doge, all these things. Inu coins have had their day, which I agree. I don't tend to buy anything that has a dog in it anymore. It says Afro says F the moon. Hey yo, I
We
think
headed
this
for the
show is
sun.
called To the Moon. How are we effing the
Yeah,
moon if we're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
the moon?
Well, we'll head to the moon. They'll head to the sun, and we'll see who
Who gets there
lives
first?
longer. Yeah, lack of oxygen or burning up. One or the other. Oh, but yeah, let's see contract address. I know Deck Screener will show me what the token movement's doing and take a quick look and see where they're at, where they've been. I know the whole market's been kind of getting wrecked lately. So, oh, 1.7 mil market cap. I mean, they're down. They're down from December. They peaked
Yeah,
up at
the daily the
0.007.
daily volume isn't also too great. 4.3K is not something you want to see in just any token. You would ideally want to have more volume happening daily. Uh, it's
They've got a right
down on the day, but
liquidity.
not by much. Yeah, pretty good liquidity.
For a meme token on like a obscure chain, and I'm sorry, but Tron is technically an obscure chain. It's not a widely popular chain for the average meme trader. I mean, although all they really are known about right now is memes. So I mean, there's that. But no, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. 14 buys, 9 sells. Uh, I'd be careful with it because if you got any really large holders, you can get wrecked really hard on this one. But I mean, if it's something that you have conviction in, if it's something that's close to you, hey, that's on you. Like I mean, I'm holding Wolf right now, down like $300 off what I bought in at. Like I have conviction in the play though. I love the Wolves, so like I'm holding it.
Hey, I'm there with you. I'm in the wolves and I'm holding my wolf, so we're in there
Yeah.
together.
I'm not in the Wolves. Then I just love the Wolves. Like everything they do is great. Like from at least to me, like they're big on gaming. They're big on community. They're not about like the BS and people like just participating to participate. They like contributions and people being active and participatory members of the community. I love that shit. And
Yeah,
and these guys here know that I love that shit too because they make sure that they have to actively participate in stuff all the time.
yeah. I'm looking through the Afro tokens Twitter. There's a couple things that I like. I like the fact that they're constantly posting. Seeing a meme coin page that doesn't post is a first red flag. If they're not posting, they aren't. Well, they're not going to survive and they're not going to make it. They have a post from August 22, 2024. So this is a token that's been around for a minute. Um, I am one that doesn't tend to hold tokens that have been around for a while. Like I don't hold Pepe, I don't hold Shiba Inu, I don't hold Doge, I don't hold any of these tokens that have been around forever. I'm more of a short-term trader. I like to hold my tokens. I say this, but then I have tokens that I've hold for like 3, 4, 6 months. But those are more tokens that I feel like are projects that are actually going to be something in 2 to 3 years. But when I'm talking about like, hey, this is just a meme coin. This is something that I want to go ahead and look to for an exit. A month is the maximum that I will hold something like that. So the fact that this has been around for a while means that it's more of I don't know at what point a meme coin stops being a meme coin. Is like, hey, this is just a project that happened to be a meme once. They post a lot. Their engagement isn't great. I see a lot of under 1,000 impression post. Means that there's not a lot of traction happening in their project. Something that I wouldn't like. When I clicked on the profile, it says that it's not followed by anyone that I'm following. But this is not necessarily a bad thing because this is on the Tron network. I'm not in the Tron circles. I'm not in the Tron trenches. So it would be surprised if anyone that I follow or people that are in my circle are trading this token. But if I was looking at this and everyone that I follow and everyone that follows me or the people that I follow are all in the Tron ecosystem and no one from that is following this account, then that's something that I'm going to go ahead and be like, okay, that's something that I'm taking a look at. But if the people that I'm following and that believe in the Tron ecosystem are following this token, that's a plus. Um,
See, I have a
they
lot
do
of
a lot
like
of streams.
I have a lot of people that are like from the African community on my following. A lot of their audience here are Nigerian, so they actually are probably a little closer to some of these projects, considering it's Afrotoken. You know, Afrotoken. It's
Yeah.
focuses on like the African community and stuff. So like I'm seeing a lot of our like audience here who are following them, and then funny enough, Mario's also following them, which is
Ooh.
yeah, kind of surprised me there a little, but he's following them as well, which so I have a few followers on there, but nobody that I know that trades actively, like hardcore traders. It's just a lot of like community members that are um probably more connected to it as a message for like for the local community in Africa, and there's a lot of opportunity there. There's a lot of people that are um underserved for like regional or cultural content in the meme space or in the token space or crypto space in general. So I think that's pretty awesome that they've got something coming up like that for them.
Yeah, and they're hitting a really good narrative. I mean, a lot of the posts that I'm seeing is about uniting Africa, uh, tapping into that culture, tapping into to those ideals, and I think that's for a token. That's a really strong narrative to hold on to and to try to push. So the fact that they are being followed by a lot of, like you said, your the African community is a good thing. That's the kind of people that you want to make sure that are following this type of project if that's what they're tapping into. Like I said, there's only a couple things that I wish I would see a little bit more engagement on their posts or more views, a better reach. Because the wider the reach that a token has, the more likely that they are to succeed or find new people to get into the project. The fact that they've been around this long and haven't rugged is also a good thing. Maybe a token that I wouldn't feel too bad in terms of holding long term because I'm no longer scared that they're just gonna rug pull and leave with all the money because they've been around forever and they haven't done though this far. Um,
Yeah.
when it comes
Most rugs
to
happen
the
like the
volume,
what first 3 to 6 months.
yeah. Well, I mean, first month, I would say a lot of the like a lot of the stuff that I've lost over the years is like they happen within the first week most of the time. If they rug after a month or two, is like they try to do something good with it. They saw that it wasn't gonna happen, and they thought, well, the most money that I'm gonna make is if I just take it and run. But most
Yep.
rugs happen very quickly.
Yeah. No, and they hurt every time, but they happen so often, sadly enough. All right. So let's hmm. How would you want to give away $40 to two people if you wanted to give away $40 to two people relating around meme tokens? Just a little
I think
brainstorm.
whoever shared this one is good. I like this one. Like I said, there's a couple things that I wish would would be better about this to and it would also help correlate with the price action. Those things that I said, like the wider reach, the more engagement, would also help with the daily volume. It would mean that the token is in a healthier place. But this is not a bad project. The fact that it's been around for this long, they are doing. A lot of content. It looks like they're also doing live streams on a daily basis. That's a good thing. So whoever share this token, this is not a bad pick. So whoever share this one, I think could get half of that.
All right. So MD, you're actually one of the winners of $20 so far today. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas on decent meme tokens that are up and coming, maybe, or tokens that you're really close to, that you really connect with, that you think that Caesar will enjoy or rate well, feel free to share a couple of them right now. We're gonna take a couple of suggestions real quick and then look over a few of them, and then he'll see if maybe there's another winner amongst our community for another $20. Um, Hopefully we get a couple of good suggestions in here though. I don't know how many of these guys are actually meme coin traders, like or like typically wander around the meme community. I know a lot of them are questers.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them are like interested in like content creation and like X and stuff, but I don't know many of them that are like hardcore into the memes. Recommend any meme tokens we can trade on. That's become a lot harder. Hey, Philip, USDT Gold. What's that? Phillips, share the X page for it. USDT Gold. See if I can find it real quick though. Gold underscore USDT. Is that it? I hope not. So 953 followers, and they've been here since October 2012. Um,
Oh, no.
like
Someone
that.
repurposed their account.
Yeah, somebody bought an account there. USDT Gold. Let's see. Tether Gold. Live Tether Gold. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's the gold stable coin. Is that it? That's the one that's linked to gold directly. Hey, girly,
If it
we
is, that's
need
not
we
a
yeah, that's
bad
not a
shout.
meme coin. It's not a meme coin though.
Yeah, it's not a bad token, but it also doesn't fit the criteria.
Nobody knows Sam. What's Sam? Do you have a EduVantage AI? Is this a meme token or is this an AI? Oh, it's on Radium. It might be one of those pump fund ones, no? Like Radium via pump fund. All right, we got one here, Caesar.
Let me see. Can you send me the
I
contract
sent you
address?
the
Oh, I
deck
see. I see.
screener.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I see it pumped on the
Advantage AI.
yeah.
Okay, so this launched last month, almost a month ago. It went down pretty much right away on launch, but then it found its floor. It came up, and then it found its peak, and it went down a bit. Came back down to pretty much its lows of the first day, and then hung around there. It has been hanging around there for 20 days. So the questions that I always ask people when they share meme tokens with me or meme coins is a couple questions like one, why do you believe in this? Two, when did you buy this? Uh, and three, like what do you think if the token is down? What do you think will turn it around? Um, the reason why I ask is the first or like one of the questions is why when did you buy this? Is because if someone's telling me about a meme coin and they bought at the Pico top, it tells me, hey, pretty much, hey, I bought the top. I was exit liquidity. I'm trying to get this token back up to a reasonable price where I can exit and make my money back. Um, if they can't tell me a reason as to why they think that this token can go up, it also tells me that maybe are stuck in a trade that wasn't what they wanted to do and are trying to find a better exit point. Um, and the first question, like why did you buy it in the first place? Also tells me about the kind of research that they did or the kind of things that they saw, the catalysts that they saw that led them to go ahead and place a trade on these tokens. Those are the pretty much the three questions that I always ask and that tell me a pretty good story of a token.
I'm looking at that hot dog one. As a easy. Um, yeah, I can't actually find anything on it. I'm looking for it, and it's just like, yeah, this doesn't exist. But I see a sol scan for it, which is weird. Um, oh God, Creon, no, I'm not launching a meme token. That is not happening. Takeover on the BNB network, guys.
Shua says
If you're
about at
promote,
11K because it was still in the bonding stage. So you're up then, even at these prices.
yeah.
I hope you took some profits at I don't know what the market price is. Hold on, let me see. It got to 130K market cap. Yeah, that's a good solid 11 10x. I hope you took some profits. Um,
Yeah, guys, if you're posting tickers or posting calls like meme tokens, make sure you're including the X post in it or the X page for it so that we can take a look at it a little bit easier because some of these tokens are a pain in the ass to find. Um, this one's not sitting terrible. It dipped below its bonding, but or well, no, this is linear, so it's not even bonding. It's just token price
just launched.
movement. It looks like it just launched. Well, no, it launched last year, July. Um, it looks like it launched at 0.0002, and it's sitting at a 0.0020. It was 0.0025, and is at 0.0020 right now, which, considering the market's been rough, that's actually not terrible. Um, in my opinion, like it dipped pretty hard there for a little bit in March and February, and it came back up pretty hard. Um, let me see here. I don't know if you're looking at it yet or not, but oh
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
I'm seeing it on your screen. I was
yeah,
looking at it.
yeah. I mean, considering it's a year old meme token. Um, it doesn't
Oh, it is
look.
a year old.
Yeah, yeah, almost a full year old. Um, what the hell is this? Oh, that's Lin. Yeah, I clicked an ad. That's smart. Um, website. Oh, so it's based on the hot dog dog. That's why it's the hot dog. Okay, Dash Hound freaking token. That's great. Um, pretty smooth website. Woof woof. That's kind of cool because if that's part of any of their posts, they're gonna get some traction off of Woof token going on. Like um their content is going to help with these guys' content with popping up on like a search or something for Woof. Mnemonics. New website's done. Marketing's coming up. Automated hot dog AI. Oh God. Partnerships and listings. Hot dog art.
Love the hot dog art.
I like that they instruct you how to get it because some of these people, some of these places are terrible with that. Um, Memes, hot dogs, 69% memes. I like that. They did that smart. 69% memes, 31% hot dogs, 31% hot dogs. Chart, Telegram. You can view the chart directly. Buy now. It brings you right to the site. Yep. That's actually. Oh, but yeah, that's a little annoying. Telegram, oh, X. They're X. They got 4,400 followers. So joined in November 2023, launched in July. They're only at 4,500 followers. They've got this one isn't too. Oh, that's a share, 1.5. Hot dog on Linea 91, 1K, um, 210. We will never DM you. Gold rushes in the final hours. 7.7. Oh, that's 8 bond. That's not them. Market conditions. 196. I don't know. I mean, they for a year-old project, it feels like they just haven't gotten the traction.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a meme coin based around either like a meme that happened on social media, a picture, all you need is that to resurface or come back for it really to gain traction. I mean, I remember Mudang took over the internet, like we mentioned earlier in the show, like with morning routine, it's one of those things that like if it catches on, you have a really good opportunity to go up. But a lot of those don't have staying power because people move on. The attention span of people is very very short, so things move on quickly. But if somehow the internet brings back the hot dog, this hot dog coin has a chance and has a lot of material. It looks like it's not just a Twitter page, but they have a website. They have a lot of things for it to potentially get some traction and go back up. So I don't hate this token. I like it.
I don't hate it, but it also makes me nervous. Like looking at their charting, the 24K liquidity is not terrible. Their FTV is 89K, market cap's
Now they have
$81K.
$292 in volume.
Yeah,
That's not great.
with 6 sells, 0 buys. So there's little to no interest. Their chart for like the last what 7 days has been sells. That's concerning to me. You know?
Yeah. Between this one and the other one that we were looking at, the education token, I did
Yeah.
like the education token a little bit more just because it's more recent. There was a big if Shua is telling us that he got in at 11 or they got in at 11,000, yeah, that's a 10x. That's a 10x.
What the fuck? Okay. For some reason, we've been disconnected. I don't understand why that's happening, but we will get this fixed. Let's see.
They said 9 a.m. right on the dot.
Yeah, yeah, rug by Discord. I don't understand why it's doing that. Maybe I need to check the event settings. Maybe I had it set where it was set for a specific time period and it was just ending at that time for some reason. That was weird though. That shouldn't have happened. So I have to go back through these settings after we finish this this event and make sure that they're set right for the next time because that was not cool. Um, I'm sitting there, I'm chatting, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? What is going on? Why? Yeah, no, that was frustrating. So so far, Shua's got a good running for that. Let's take one or two more real quick. Do some quick checks so that I'm not holding you up too much. We looked at the hot dog. Hot dog's kind of a little overcooked, I think. Um, Toshi. Toshi's one of those. Isn't that one of the big popular ones? Like that's the one that's been out for a while. Like they've been, yeah. Well, no, they only came out what January 2025. What?
Yeah, I think this was happening around the AI stuff. I remember this one. Um, Not a bad shout either. Are people still holding this one?
Yeah.
Let's
They've got
see.
2 mil in liquidity,
Ooh,
478
yeah, big
sells,
boy.
189 buys. The token price isn't terrible to get in at either. They tapped at 0.002. That yeah, that's a pretty big one. But
Yeah.
wasn't this that pump fund one that came out?
Well, I will say
I feel
between
like
the
it was
three, I
big.
think this one taps this one because it's on base. It has to do with the um the co-founder's cat. Um, I like this one out of the three just because it's on brand what we were talking about today. Like, hey, base right now, whether you like it or not, what they're doing is getting a lot of people talking, whether they hate it or love it. I was reading some tweets, and a lot of people are not happy with how Coinbase is and Base
Yeah.
is just handling it. So yes, there are up, but see, like those kind of things, like people talking about it, whether it's positive or negative, sometimes just gets the fuel going for more things to come out, and then things that get. Because when I remember when I mean, if you remember virtuals, I remember when it first like came out,
Oh yeah.
like people were like, "Oh, this has nothing. Like there's absolutely no value. Like this is not gonna go anywhere." And then people started making a little bit of money, and they're like, "Nope, this is not gonna do anything. Like, why are people even paying this attention? This is gonna be gone in like a week." And it went on for like a good couple months, and it took a little bit of time to take all that negativity away for it to be like, okay, there are some good things coming out of this, even if it's surrounded by a lot of bad. Maybe that's what we'll see with base, and maybe not. Maybe it is just bad and it dies in a week. But the fact that this coin is surrounded around the Coinbase ecosystem, it's a meme coin. It's been around for a while. It has healthy liquidity. It has some trading volume, and it has the potential to get attention now that eyes are back on Coinbase. I like this one for you to be the second winner of the day.
Yeah. All right. I just want to check out one more here, Frenchie. I don't know if you've seen this one at all.
Let me
Frenchie the
see.
it was the Frenchie the AI bulldog or something. Let's see website. Toss you their Twitter. She has the
Lost
Twitter
his
up again
pack
though.
raised by bulls. I like that.
Yeah, Frenchie the bull. Yeah. We're exploring meme coins, Elite. This one was part of the To the Moon event from this morning. Where we're checking out some meme coin calls by some of the community members, and we gave away $20 so far, and we're gonna be giving away 20 more. Um, we're kind of at the top of the hour though, and I don't know if Caesar has anything else he's busy with. I don't want to hold him too much if he's got something coming up. So I'm trying to make sure that we get at least one call in here before one more choice in here before we go. I like Toshi. I feel like Toshi's an easy one though, because it's one of the bigger tokens that hit the market. There was a lot of hype around it. There was a lot of noise around it. It's something that you heard about. Like where's like the one that MD mentioned with like the Afro token and like the edu AI thing that Shua was posting. Those are things that are kind of like a little more obscure. Like you don't see them everywhere, you know? Like
Yeah.
this one's got 17K liquidity.
Yeah, this friendship one's not bad either. It's actually above the low here. Had a fat dump at the start, maybe when it bonded. Uh, it went down tremendously, but
Yeah, that
now
first
it's
candle, it
higher than
looked
it
like it
was.
came up from point 403 and it came up to 0.006 and then dumped back down after people made profit and then it came back up pretty steadily here, I think. Like you're seeing real like good growth as they're going.
Yeah, I like this one too. When you talk about like yes, it's a smaller one. I like the artwork. I like the story. He lost his pack and was raised by the bulls, and now he has a little hat of bull horns. I don't like the fact that it's a dog. I did mention that I don't really invest in dog or put money into dog tokens again. But is he really a dog though? He's technically a bull, so maybe it does pass that test. He technically doesn't identify as a dog and it's a bull. So this is also a really
I
solid
like the
contender.
website.
Yeah, if we're going by like, hey, the Toshi one is a big, it's a pretty easy one to call. Then I think for me, it's going to be between this one, the Frenchie, and the education token. Uh, because the education token did have a run up, it's down, but they're both similar in terms of. I guess this one has more trading volume, 7,000 for the last 24 hours. So I'm okay with giving it to either one, Frenchie or the education token.
Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. Frenchie or the education token. Honestly, I like the chart better for Frenchie. A lot better for Frenchie, honestly.
Yeah.
it's that's tough because like even though we're looking at them for like the meme value too, we're also looking at them for like how they're doing financially in the market, and I think that Frenchie's in a better spot than Edu. Um, so I'm kind of leaning towards Frenchie more. Like if I was to invest in one of them, I'd be more likely to probably invest in Frenchie than I would be to invest in the education one.
Yeah, I like it. Not a bad shout. Who gave us the Frenchy coin?
Frenchie was Vina. Vina, that was actually a pretty good call.
Yep.
um, yeah, you're sitting there asking us about meme tokens, and then you pop up one of these. That was nice. I'm actually gonna
Hazel
keep
said,
that.
"What do you hate dogs?" It's not that I hate dogs. I just there's enough dog coins, cat coins, emu coins that we could do something better. So a Frenchy bull coin is it's a derivative enough, but not exactly that. So I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of a little a little like offshoot of the dog tokens. I don't think it actually qualifies. Well, I mean it does because it's a bulldog, but like Frenchie the bull and on top of that, him being a bulldog kind of helps. Um, and it looks like it's got heavy like Japanese or Japanese culture influence. You know, see like the dojo with the Japanese kanji hane. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Japanese village. That's yeah. I could get behind this. Pink Sale Dex Viewer Coin Salt Security Audit. That's always good. Seeing a security audit logo somewhere in there. Um, All right. If you do you have anything to do? Like, do you mind hanging out for a few more minutes? I don't mind running over ever. So like I'm always happy to keep the fun going. If you have something else that you have to do, I appreciate you taking an hour of your day to come and hang out with us and check out like the meme tokens and some of the charts and stuff and just vibe with us as we go. You're more than welcome to hang out and continue like messing around with us a little bit. TJ's trying to throw his picks in here too. Fitcoin. Um, oh,
Yeah. I
it's
mean, I could do like another 20 minutes. I got some editing I need to do for a couple of videos, but I could do another 20 minutes.
yeah. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to hold you, bro. But always happy to have an extra person on stage hanging out with me. Um, let's see. Let me see here. We've got Madcoin, which looks like it's a long-term one. This one's been out for a while. 93K followers. Joined May 2024, but the token chart looks like it goes back.
Let's see. I'm pulling
Um,
up. You're looking at Fitzcoin.
I'm looking at Mad, the one that Velocity posted. Um, here.
Cool. Let me pull that up. I also have Fitcoin up.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like the artwork.
Let's just share screen. Share
Hustles
screen.
hard and parties harder. I like that.
All right. Let me change quality down a little bit. Toss it down to 10, 720. 720 will work. It's just a screen share. Let's see. Art Money. I like the gremlin look on the Art Money one. It kind of reminds me of like the old Gremlins, but it's got like a Pepe mix to it with the lips. Um, dog, not a dog, not a cat, party animal. Who the fuck
I
is
like the fact
that?
that they did the morning routine on April 15th. 2 days ago, they posted their own morning routine. I like it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, if you're a meme coin and you're trying to stay relevant, you definitely got to hop into whatever trend goes
Oh
on.
yeah.
So I did see a couple projects do that, and I'm a fan of it. They put a little twist to it too.
Oh. Yeah, no, this.
He said back to bed.
Yeah, yeah. No, I actually really like that. That's pretty cool. And they're getting some good views and stuff on their posts, like 3, 4K,
Yeah.
27K for their February 14th pin, which I mean, for 93K followers, it's a little low. I mean, you figure
I don't like the like and retweet ratio. When I see those numbers, it usually tells me it might not be fully um organic.
organic.
When
Yeah.
the yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, went from grace to grass though, lost up to $64 from believing. Is that's the Mad Coin one? Did you just get you got it in at oh wait, yeah, they're down. They're down pretty hard actually. Um
This is another one that's been around for a while though, I think. They made a post in on February 14th that they've been around for 258 days at that moment.
yeah, July 24th they started. Um yeah, so July 24th was their first their launch of the token, or at least I don't know, was this a pump fund one or something? Um because that might have been their bonding date or something, but yeah, they've been around for a while. They hit some decent numbers up there, but they're down like 50% from top. So yeah. No, actually they're down 150% from top or something like that. Like they lost to zero and they're down half. So um let's see. Went from grease to grass though. All right. Well, I like I'm still on the Frenchie one, honestly. I like Mad for
Yeah,
the
I
artwork and
like
stuff,
Frenchie.
but for the token chart, not so much. Um, it might not be a bad place to get in now. Um, Fitcoin's 457K market cap. Did this just launch, TJ? Is this like a fresh call? Fresh call?
It says join in April 2025. So I think so.
Yeah, like so. Actually, look at a brand new token. That's something that we haven't done yet. Fitcoin.fit. Do you even lift, bro? Under 2K followers. Noah Miller and Wes. I don't really know them that much though. Um, yeah, I don't know them that well to judge my picks off of them.
Yeah, they're posting a lot. I think they posted like 100 times in the last 24 hours. I
That's
thought I was going through a
crazy.
lot of different days, but no, these are all from
Like
just
day.
today.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
in
this
April
is
16th.
yeah, this is crazy. This is a lot of posts. They're I'm not sure they know what they're doing. I think they're just like blasting themselves out as much as they can. They've got 1.2K impressions on every post though, almost
I
like
wonder if
1.1,
these pictures that
1.2.
they put in Fitcoin are from people that hold and they're like, hey, we submit this token, or they're just finding, they just looked up gym
They're
pictures
just
or their fit
finding gym
pictures
shit, I
and then
think.
just put Fitcoin.
Putaria começou. Liga o flash do celular.
Yeah, I like they're just finding gym shit and posting it. I can't see them having less than 24 hours. We have achieved 1,000 X followers. Thank you so much. So they're 2 days old,
Yep.
but I mean they've got 1.7K impressions, 61 likes, and 10 shares. So like you know,
Yeah.
meme
I just
generator.
I don't know what they're trying to. I mean, it makes sense what they're trying to do. It's a coin for fitness, but I don't know what angle they're trying to do it. Like, are they just going to continue posting 100 pictures of random people with the logo Fitcoin in there?
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah. Is it gonna be like? is well, I mean, Giga has something that they're actually doing, but like, how do they have this market cap though, bro? Like, I haven't even heard of these guys, and they've got this insane market cap already. Like, oh, but they're a pump. So maybe were they in bonding for a while? Like were they waiting to like I don't know. They've got a lot of buy and sell volume. A lot of buy and sell volume. 78K
2.8 million was
liquidity.
5,800. See,
Yeah.
I don't. You would you would look at those numbers and like them, but it's 27,000 transactions made with 5,600 makers.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
multiple. That means multiple transactions made by each maker.
yeah. So they're dumping a lot of money into the market makers. Um yeah. Honestly, I still like Frenchie better.
Yeah, I mean, when they talk
This
about
is a big
consistency. These guys are
unknown.
consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a big unknown. Frenchie's been consistently growing. They're not a super big community, so there's still room for a boom once if they can catch on, of course. Um yeah, I don't know, dude. Like I this one makes me nervous because it's a lot of like hype push. It's a lot of like market maker accounts. It's a lot of like um it seems very inorganic. It doesn't. It makes me nervous, like as like a potential, maybe a lotto play, just 10, $20 in, but like not something that I would have any conviction in. Then again, most of these I wouldn't have any conviction in.
yeah.
So I mean, there's that. But Frenchie, I can see people getting behind. I like the idea of Frenchie. And I actually do have a couple of people following these guys. Precious, these. Oh, MSFT Daniel. I think I know who this. Who the hell is this guy? I know him from somewhere. I just don't know where. Pager. A lot of the Nigerian crew from here are following these guys. Roundtable follows them too, which is interesting. Um, Roundtable follows them, but Mario doesn't, which is weird. And then the other one Mario followed, but Roundtable doesn't. Um, I've she was like, please. Um, I know Phillips, you've submitted a few already. TJ submitted a few. I think we're gonna call it though. You okay with Frenchie? Because I'm okay
Yeah,
with
I
Frenchie.
like Frenchie.
I liked Frenchie. We're gonna go with Frenchie, Virion. You and MD, both of you, congratulations. Um, it yeah, it's just something about the token makes me feel like I would be quicker to invest in those tokens than I would be to invest in like Fit or like even though like a lot of people are getting behind like the whole fitness party like meme token thing with like the morning wake ups and Mayor, you always miss the entire thing, bro. Hope I didn't miss anything. We're ending the stage soon, bro.
You didn't miss much, just the entire show.
Yeah, you didn't miss much, just everything. Um, I made two announcements. It announced when the show started. It announced when I did the add everyone, and then it announced again when we got rugged by Discord. Oh, but yeah, man. No, I definitely like those two for the picks. Um, because you have your notifications turned off, bro. You got to go to your notification settings. Um, so it's gonna be Vina and MD for the picks. All right. So we got those two winners for today at least. That was fun. Um, I appreciate you taking the time to come and chill and hang out and just explore some of the tokens with us. I know you tend to do more like technical analysis on tokens, don't you?
Not so much technical analysis, but more fundamentals. Like I think if I'm holding a token past 48 hours, I need to have some sort of belief in like the vision of what they're trying to do. So I look more into fundamentals. Like I think I've mentioned the word narrative like 30 times throughout the hour and a half here. It's more of like it needs to fit the narrative. I mean, I'm all about that because it really does come down. You can have all the technical analysis, but I feel like technicals really work more for like long-term tokens. Like if you were doing it on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche. For me, it's more about like catching trends, catching stories that are being told, momentum shifting in what's happening in the timeline, and then just following that and trying to find opportunities to do that.
Okay. So yeah, that's something that we like with meme tokens and even general tokens. The fundamentals, the sentiment in the market can help go a long way towards whether or not you make or break. Shua, yeah, you win my heart every time, bro. You're always here. You're super supportive, and I appreciate you, bro. And you're a goofball, so we love you. Um, he
That is a
he's
win.
he's a goofball, man. He's great. We do have it recorded, Mayor. It is recorded on my YouTube. If you click my profile, you'll be able to find my YouTube. I have it linked. We have all of the CGN events live recorded so that if you miss one and you want to tune back in, have some fun, maybe learn a little something, then you can. I'm always going to keep these recorded, and we're looking at creating an official CGN Friends YouTube, as well as getting a restream up to make it a little bit easier for next time, Caesar, so that we could start like sharing screen easier on the streams and making sure that people can see what you're doing, what you're exploring, what you're looking at, which parts of what, and kind of make it a little more helpful for them instead of just watching me fumble around the X pages and the charts and stuff. Yeah, the space is ending. We're gonna stop this at 12:30 art stop so that Caesar can go and get some of his editing done. He's got some work to do besides here. He was gracious enough to hang out an extra half an hour with us. I told him it'd only be an hour, almost one and a half, half 50% more. Ask for a little more every time, right? And you never know what you get.
Oh heck yeah, dude! No, it was a blast. Thank you for having me. Thank you for hosting me, and thank you for the community for being so welcoming. Had a blast looking at a lot of these tokens, talking about the kind of things that I look at when I when I do my gambling, my educational gambling. So always a blast, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And if you want to plug your podcast again, if you want to plug the 100X guys again, feel free. Drop an X link in the chat. We do allow X links. Um, and just feel free to shill a little bit. I mean, you came up here and you shared some knowledge with us and helped us explore a little more about the memes. We're always happy to come and support and uh, and explore your projects and your happenings. Just friends being friends.
Yeah, I appreciate that. For anyone who hasn't heard of 100X, just me or just anyone in 100X in general, we are a very welcoming community. I mean, all the time you'll find someone on Discord, in VCs, in the chats. We do a little bit of everything. We really started off as a media brand in regular crypto a few years ago. We created a podcast around it. We did a lot of AMAs on Discords in the last bull market. 2022, 2021. It was all the AMAs of any project that you could imagine. We would just bring them on Discord, have a huge AMA, and then ask questions about like, hey, why should you exist? Why are you building in crypto? We evolved that into the podcast, and that went on for like a couple years, and then we realized, hey, we need to expand more. We're no longer just a podcast. For a long time, even until last year, the brand was 100x podcast. We have evolved from that. We're now just 100x official because not only do we have the podcast under the brand, but we also have 100x gaming. So all of our gaming content, both educational and gameplay. We have the 100x club, which is the community, the Discord, and everyone who hangs out with 100x. We also have creators and other people who are under the 100x brand that create their own content, that they do streams, they do videos, they do everything in between. But the brand and 100x really just stands for trying to make yourself 100 times better every single day. If every single day you're working or on getting yourself 1% better, sooner rather than later you'll find yourself that you've 100x your lifestyle, your mindset, your education, and that's really what we believe in. A lot of the content and stuff that we make is really focused on, like, hey, if someone who's just entering crypto is hearing this podcast, hearing this episode, watching this video, watching this short for the first time, and this is their introduction to crypto, can they understand it in a way that maybe it was hard for us to start with crypto a few years back because education wasn't very simple. I remember having to spend like 4 hours trying to set up a MetaMask and trying to make sure that I didn't get rugged on my very first trade. We're trying to break down some of those barriers over at 100x. So if any of that resonates with you or you're interested, make sure you check out 100x official on X, and from there you'll find our Discord links, everything there. We post our episodes all on X, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you would find a podcast, they're all on there. And yeah, thank you so much for having us, for joining us, Terrace. It's always a pleasure having a chat with you, and happy to be part of this.
Yeah, I always love hanging out with you guys. Like I always jump in with the. I try to jump in as often as I can with the chats over there. I'm a bad friend sometimes. I slack on that. Life gets busy and I get tunnel vision, and you know how it goes. But definitely check them out. 100x underscore official on X. For those of you that may watch or tune in later on. And of course, I'm gonna do my ending thing. Thanks for playing games and chasing change today with TarisResh, and 100x Caesar today. To the Moon was the event. We will be hosting these hopefully either weekly or bi-monthly. We're planning anywhere from 20 plus events over the course of a month, where we're looking to start having this place jumping. So hopefully you'll come and be a friend. Join in www.discord.gg/TGN friends. We look forward to having you here and joining us with our amazing co-speakers, co-hosts, event hosts, uh, co-founder creators who come from various places across the community, across the industry. So we're looking forward to having you here and having more people like you, Caesar, come up and impart the knowledge that they've gained over the years participating.
Yeah, like I said, I appreciate you having me, man. Looking forward to the next one. Even if I'm not the one on stage, I definitely come and try to tune in and learn from everyone else, man. Appreciate you for having me and for hosting these.
Appreciate you, brother.